We are going to have a lesson about AS Voice class, that is the circular flow of national income. Um, Keep it in mind, we started our macroeconomic session in our classroom lesson. So we studied about the national income statistics, how to measure the national income, what is the GDP, NNI, and then NDP and GNI. And later on, we studied what is the difference between nominal GDP and real GDP. So today I am going to explain the circular flow of national income. I explained you there are three methods of measuring national income. One of them is called that is about output method. Another method is about the income method, and then the expenditure methods. Now the circular flow of national income will explain us everything about this circular flow. We will study the national income by output method and the expenditure methods and income method. What things will be included in the output method, income and expenditure methods. So first of all, you have to keep it in mind there can be the two types of economies: closed economy and open economy. Then closed economy will be further divided into two parts, that is an economy without the government or with the government. So open economy is that which is having international trade with the rest of the world. Closed economy does not have this thing, that it is going to trade with the other countries. So any closed economy, that is whatever the goods and services are produced within the country, they will be consumed over here. There are no exports and imports in a closed economy. Whereas when we find about the open economy, it will be having its export section and then the import section as well. So open economy is having the international trade, whereas closed economy is not having. So two types of economies, and then we talk about the closed economy. It has no international linkage or no international trade or no exports and no imports. Open economy, it has international trade with the rest of the world. There can be two sectors, three sectors, or four sector economies. Two sector economies, that which is only having the households or consumers and the firms within the country. This is a two sector economy. This is the most simplest form of an economy, where households are buying the goods from the farm, and households are also supplying their services to produce the goods and services within the farms, and they get their rewards in the form of incomes from the farms, and then they spend those incomes on buying the goods which are produced by those farms. All right, this is the two sector economy. In three sector economy, we have three economic agents. One of them is the household, another is the firm, and the third one, the government with the country, within the country. This is the closed economy with the government. Now, four sector economy is a full economy which is also having international trade. It has the household, firms, and government and international trade. A closed economy have two or three sectors, whereas the open economy has all four sectors of an economy. The circular flow of national income, that is the two sector economy, we have the following assumptions. When we talk about the circular flow of the national income in the two sector economy, first of all, we say whatever is earned by the households within the that is consumed within the country. There are no savings, no investment at all, no government and no taxes, and no international trade. So if this thing is happening, then we say this is a closed economy. So this is a circular flow of a closed economy, where whatever is produced, that is consumed. So here I see the first sector, that is the farm. Another is the household. So you can say early in the morning, everyone is going to the farm in order to produce the goods and services. So the lower inner loop, that is showing us two things. One is the factor of production, like land, labor, capital. They are supplied by the households to the farm in order to combine them over here. And what is the end result of this combination? That is the output produced. by the farm, which is sold to the households. So in our lower loop, we see when factors of production are provided to the farm, so those factors of production will be able to earn their incomes in the form of wages for the labor, rent for the landowner, interest to the capital owner, and profit to the entrepreneur. Keep it in mind, all producers, they are also the households because they are also the consumers as well. So whatever they earn, they also consume their income. So in the upper side, we see when households receive their income, they spend on buying the goods which are produced by the firm in the form of consumption. So here our assumption was whatever is earned by the households, that is spent all those incomes on buying the goods which are produced by the firm. So it means there are no savings. So whatever the output is produced, this is the output method. Here income and expenditures will be equal. Whatever the output is produced that is called aggregate supply. If we measure that value, we will reach to the national output, that is called the GDP. And when we add the incomes of all the households, we will find this is the national income, that we add up all the incomes excluding the transfer payments. So wages, rent, interest, and profit, they are the incomes of the whole economy. So if we add them at, we will get the national income statistic by the income method. Now, what are the expenditure? Whatever the income is earned by the household, that is spent, that is called aggregate demand or aggregate expenditure. So the first part of aggregate expenditure, that is the consumption by the households. So all income is spent, therefore income of the household, that is the expenditure of the firm in the form of cost of production, whereas the expenditures of the households in the form of consumption, that is the revenue of the firm. So the same money which is circulating in the outer loop, that is circulating from farm to the household, first of all in the form of income, then all those incomes are spent on buying those goods which are produced by the farm. So in the upper loop, we will see all the expenditures of the households, they are going to the farm. So by three methods, either by using the aggregate expenditures or output or the income of the whole economy, we will reach to the same figure, that is the national income. So at equilibrium, we see aggregate supply is equal to national income. Keep it in mind, Y denotes the income. So aggregate supply equals to national income, and that's equal to aggregate expenditure or aggregate demand. A represents aggregate expenditures and AD represents aggregate demand. So at equilibrium, we see income is equal to aggregate expenditure. All right. So when income equals to consumption, that means whatever is earned by the household, that is spent in the form of consumption. So income and expenditure are output method, all they are giving us the same value of national income. Now we assume that households started savings. When they start saving, so what is saving? Saving is the part of income which is not being consumed. So income equals to C plus S, consumption plus saving. So all of the income is not going to be spent by the households. So saving, that is income minus consumption. Whatever is not consumed, it is saved. So here is the full form of the national income by the circular flow. The inner loop, that is showing us the factors of production are going to the farm, and the farm has produced the output, that is the aggregate supply. The households are receiving income in the form of Y, and they are spending their income in the form of consumption on buying the goods. So when households started saving, this is the first leakage or withdrawal of any economy. So that is the withdrawal, first withdrawal is there. So income was divided into two parts. Now these are the savings will be borrowed by the farm to increase investment in the future. So here we find the injections on the farm side. The first injection will be the investment by the farms. So whatever the saving was made by the households, that was kept in the banks. So farms or the producers, they will be borrowing those funds in the form of loans, and they will try to buy the capital goods, and which is called the investment. Creation of new capital goods will be called investment. So investment is injection to the circular flow. So in the closed economy, when there was no government, saving was the first withdrawal, and that was matched by a form of injection in the form of investment by the firm. So when saving investments are equal, again we will find the national income statistics. Their income and expenditures will be equal, because investments, they are the producer's expenditures. Saving will be borrowed by the firm to increase the investment in the future. Saving is the leakage or withdrawal of a circular flow, whereas investment is an injection to an economy. Investment is the producer's expenditures on the capital goods. Now, aggregate supply, that's equal to Y, that is national output or national income, and now it is equal to C plus S, consumption plus saving. Income is divided into two parts. And aggregate expenditures, previously it was only C, now we are having C plus I. Consumers expenditures, that is represented by C, and I, investment expenditures by the producers. So at equilibrium we see aggregate supply equals to Y, and that's equal to aggregate expenditure. So you can find over here income is equal to aggregate expenditure. So income was divided into two parts, C plus S, and expenditures are also having two parts, C plus I. So when consumption is on the both sides, it is cancelled out. So in an economy, when saving is equal to investment, saving means the withdrawal, that is the withdrawal of an economy, and that's equal to the injection. All right. So when saving and investments are equal, we find this thing, that national income is in equilibrium. Our statistics are in equilibrium. All expenditures, they are equal to the income, and we find the national income method and output method and expenditure method, they will give us the same figure. So if savings are more than investment, then aggregate expenditure will be less than national income, and national income will be falling. And what is happening, that is, we will find unemployment and fall in national income, and that is an indication of upcoming recession in the economy. And when saving is less than investment, what's going to happen over here, aggregate expenditures are increasing, people are spending more part of their income. So what is happening, national income in the future will be increasing with inflationary pressure. Now, by bringing the public sector to this economy, the government will take taxes. So taxes are what? Taxes are taken from the incomes of the households. They are part of the withdrawals. What are these? The withdrawals from the circular flow. All right. It is three sector economy. So now income is divided into three parts, C plus S plus T. In the upper diagram, I will show you where the taxes are going from the circular flow. So households, they are paying taxes. So they are leaked out from the circular flow. So here I have written the taxes over here. These are the taxes which are looped out, or they are withdrawn from the circular flow. So now government will take these taxes, and government will start spending on the development projects, like to have more construction of roads and infrastructure development. So when these funds are spent by the government, so there will be injection of money to the circular flow. So this side, J side, is showing us the injections, and this side, on the right side, you will see the red things I have mentioned. They are the withdrawals, like withdrawals in the form of taxes, savings, and on the left side, investment and government spendings. They are the injections to this circular flow. So now when government is brought into the picture, so what happens? Our income will be divided into three parts. What are those parts? They are going to be consumption, saving plus taxes. Now income is divided into these three parts. So now the government will spend these tax revenues, or tax revenues, I think so, on the development projects, which will create employment in the economy. So taxes are the leakages. So government spending is an injection over here to the circular flow. So now aggregate expenditures, they will be equal to C plus I plus G. So at equilibrium, both income and expenditures are equal. So C plus S plus T, that is the income side, C plus I plus G, that is the expenditure side. C is cancelled out, so all withdrawals are again equal to the injections. So that is the fiscal policies over here. So see over here, when G is more than, government spending is more than taxes, there will be budget deficit. And when there is budget deficit, aggregate expenditures will increase and national income is also going to increase, because it is creating more employment opportunities, which is the reason of increase in national income. And when government spending is less than taxes, so budget surplus will take place, and due to that budget surplus, withdrawals are more than injections. So when withdrawals are more, national income will be falling. So what is a balanced budget when government spending is equal to the taxes? Now the economy is again into the equilibrium, because all withdrawals, they are balanced by the injections. Now we make this economy as an open economy by having international trade. So households started buying imports. These are the leakages. Like people are earning too much, so they will spend their income on buying the imported goods. If firms start exports, it is an injection to our economy. Now, come back to the circular flow again. I will show you how the imports are the leakages. So here, the imports are denoted by M over here. So you can find that imports are the leakages or the withdrawals from the circular flow, and here the injections, exports are the injections on the firm side. When firms are exporting, so they are actually injecting money into the circular flow of our national income. So when these imports are equal to the exports, then we find this thing that economy is again in equilibrium. So come back to our open economy side. So we found this thing. Now income is divided into four parts. What are those? C plus S plus T plus M. So all these are the parts of income, and expenditures, they are equal to C plus S plus G plus X. So at equilibrium, incomes are equal to expenditures. So we write C plus S plus T plus M on the income side, and on the expenditure side we will write C plus I plus G plus X. So C's are again cancelled out, and now we see all withdrawals should equal to all injections. So when exports are equal to the imports, then we find this thing that whatever the trade has taken place among the countries, with our country, so we find that our international trade is also in a balanced condition. So if exports are more than imports, then we find the trade surplus in our national income. So our national income will increase because foreigners are buying more of our products, so that is increasing our national income. All right. So when imports, they are greater than our exports, so what happens? We will find a trade deficit over here. So that trade deficit will decrease our national income as the leakages or withdrawals are increasing in the form of more imports. So aggregate expenditures will fall and national income will decrease. And this is the balanced trade. When exports are equal to the imports, so we find the balanced economy. So economy is in equilibrium. When all savings, taxes and imports, their sum up should equal to the injections. So all withdrawals should equal to the injections, then we find economy will be in equilibrium. So here is a question for you people. Explain how national income of a country can be measured by the circular flow of national income of an open economy. In the down form of our note, we have circular flow of national income. Closed economy without government, we have these sections. Closed economy with the government, and then the open economy, which is having four sectors. So what are they going to do and how it is working actually? So at the end we have the essay questions. Explain the circular flow of national income in a closed economy without government. How does it differ from a closed economy with the government? Discuss the role of government in the circular flow of national income. Analyze the impact of international trade on the circular flow of national income in an economy, in an open economy. Compare and contrast the circular flow of national income in a closed economy with government and an open economy. Explain how remittances affect the circular flow of national income in an open economy. discuss the effects of government purchases on the circular flow of national income. So all these things, they are the part of our lesson. So that's all for today.